Hello and welcome to pmslounge.com. In this video, let's talk about creating value. Now, this is a topic that is right out of the standard of project management, and we've done several other videos on standard of project management. I'll share a link. It will be the second link in the description, which will be the entire playlist of standard of project management related videos, because the first link is going to be an article on this topic over at our official website, pmslounge.com. So if you're into reading articles, check the first link out. If you want to go over other videos that we have done on standard of project management, then check the second link out. Remember, standard of project management is part of the PMBOK guide book. So it is important that you know the stuff in the standard of project management if you're preparing for your PMP exam. All right, let's get started. So first of all, what is value? We are talking about creating value, then we must understand what exactly value is. And we've actually talked about this in one of our previous videos, which was the 10 basic things, and that had a definition of value. But for everyone's benefit, let's quickly go over what value is again. The worth, importance, or usefulness of something is its value. So whatever is the worth, importance, or usefulness of something, that is its value. Now, different stakeholders, different people are going to pursue value in different ways. Let's say customers, they are going to define value as the ability to use specific features or functions of a product. Organizations can focus on business value as determined with the financial metrics. How much are they making because of whatever that they are selling, right? Whatever product that they are selling, right? So its business value is the financial metrics. Then societal value can include the contribution to groups of people, communities, or the environment. So that's the societal value of something. So that is how different stakeholders, they perceive value in different ways. So this is something that you need to know about value before we can talk about how you can actually create value. So how to create value? The first thing to understand is that projects are seldom a standalone affair. Projects don't just come out of the blue, right? Projects always have a bigger picture attached to them. They are seldom a standalone affair. They live within organizations. So every single project that you would have delivered so far, they would have been delivered for a certain organization, the sponsoring organization, right? So projects, they live within organizations, and organizations create value for stakeholders. So it is likely that for creating value, the organization might have to deliver 5 projects. You were the project manager for one of them. It is always best as a project manager to understand the bigger picture so that you can explain the bigger picture to not just your stakeholders but also to your project team, so that the project team understands the importance of what they are doing and why they are doing it, right? So projects are seldom a standalone affair. They live within organizations, and organizations create value for stakeholders. Remember, we talked about different stakeholders in the previous slide, and we mentioned how different stakeholders perceive value differently. All right, so how do you how do you see projects as producing value? How do projects actually produce value? So they can create new product, service, or a result. At the end of the project, you typically get a new product, a new service, or a result. Pretty standard, right? Straightforward. That is how projects create value. Projects can also create value by creating positive social or environmental contributions. Now think about projects that lead to the creation of a hydrogen car, a car that runs on hydrogen and not the traditional gas or petrol, diesel, right? They run on hydrogen. So think about the projects that led to the development of such a car, and think about the positive social and environmental contribution that those projects actually had, and that is how they produced value. Improving efficiency, productivity, effectiveness, or responsiveness. in your organization, can you take up any project that improves processes, that improves efficiency, that is, basically makes delivering something cheaper, or reduces the cost of operations? Projects like those, they are also basically providing some kind of value, enabling the changes needed to facilitate organizational transition to its desired future state. Now, a lot of people tell you that project management is actually change management, because when you're done with your project, you are actually bringing about a change, and everyone needs to change, right? Project leads to changes. That's a fact. Now, managing people that are change makers, as well as managing people that those changes are being applied to, that is your responsibility as a project manager. That is something that you have to do. So when your project is producing changes in an organization, and it is transitioning the organization to a desired future state, you as a project manager need to make sure that your team understands that they are the change makers, and your stakeholders, people who are going to feel the effects of that change, right? They also buy the idea of change that you are actually presenting. Because see, end of the day, if you don't change, you are going to perish, right? So we did a video, we talked about I think Kodak and McDonald's. I'll share a link, the third link in the description. Check that video out. We've talked about organizational agility and how organizations that don't change actually perish. All right, let's move on. Number 5, or the next point here, is sustaining benefits enabled by previous programs, projects, or business operations. Now, think about a metro train, right? A metro rail that runs in your city. It is possible that your city has some very popular World Heritage site in some old part of your city, and you, as a project manager of the metro project delivering a metro train in your city, you know that you cannot have a railway track, a metro railway track, at least in the vicinity of the World Heritage Site, right? Because it may pose some danger. The architecture of that heritage site, it is posing a danger to the architecture if you are basically having a metro, developing a metro near that site. So it is possible that the nearest where you can lay the railway track to that World Heritage Site is perhaps a kilometer away. Now, to cover the distance of that kilometer, you might have to come up with some, let's say, a shuttle service or something, because 90% of the visitors that are going to get down on that nearby metro station actually want to visit the World Heritage Site. So, your project, what it actually did was create a metro track and a metro station near the World Heritage Site. But in order to sustain the benefits of that project, in order to sustain the benefits of that metro project, you might come up with another project where you introduce a shuttle service from the metro station to the World Heritage Site, right? So you come up with a project, you plan how you're going to have this shuttle service operational. So that is how you are actually sustaining the benefit that your previous project delivered, the metro project delivered. So that is also how projects create value. All right, our famous PM101 program has been updated to include content from the PMBOK 7. So go ahead, check out pmclounge.com/PM101 PMBOK 7. This is where you'll find the training. Everything's free. Go ahead and take it up. Okay, so let's talk about the components of value delivery. Now, there are certain components involved when we talk about delivering value. These components are portfolios, programs, projects, products, operations. They can all be used either individually. So individually, even operation is a component of delivering value, right? individually or collectively to create value. That is how you basically create value, and these are the components of value delivery. Now, all these portfolios, programs, projects, all of them, they are aligned to the organization's strategy. Remember how we talked about a project is never a standalone affair because they are aligned to organization's strategy, and in order to achieve the organization's strategy you might have to deliver several projects. That is why projects are seldom a standalone affair. Now, components of value delivery create deliverables used to produce outcomes. These outcomes create benefits, and benefits create value. Now, if you didn't understand this, read it again. But end of the day, what's happening is components of value delivery, all of these things, portfolio, program, projects, end of the day, they create value. If you want to understand the journey, then the journey is deliverables produce outcomes, outcomes create benefits, and benefits create value. Okay, so let's talk about system for value delivery in a diagrammatical representation of sorts. So a system for value delivery for, let's say, an organization. Now they have a web development portfolio. So there's a portfolio of web development. It has a program known as e-commerce program, and within the e-commerce program there are several projects that are running. So that is how uh, a system for value delivery looks like. We are talking about the components of system of value delivery. So you will see that we are using all the components here, right? This organization is using all the components. You have a portfolio, a program, and then projects. You may have another program, let's say social networking. So this is another program under which there are projects related to social networking. Then there is another portfolio that this organization has. It is mobile applications development portfolio. And within this portfolio, you have quick commerce program, and there are several projects running under the quick commerce program. Now, there is also a possibility that there are projects which do not align with any program. But remember, a project is never a standalone affair. So end of the day, these projects, they align with the portfolio of mobile applications development. So these are not standalone random projects. These projects pertain to mobile applications development itself. Then there is a possibility that we have a program which doesn't necessarily have a portfolio. It is an instant messaging program, and there are projects under instant messaging program because it is likely that this instant messaging program, this feature of instant messaging, right, this can be used in quick commerce, this can be used in social networking, it can also be used in e-commerce, right? So there is a program that delivers something related to instant messaging, and the outcome of this program, right, it can be used by other programs as well. It is a possibility that there are projects which do not align with any portfolio or any program, but they definitely align with the organization's strategy. So that is something that you need to understand. Standalone projects do not exist. These projects, they align with the organization's strategy of delivering stuff related to web development, mobile applications development, instant messaging, basically around the internet. So these projects are not projects for constructing a house because that is not the this organization's strategy. It doesn't appear to be this organization's strategy to be to get into construction. They are more to do with the business on internet, right? Then you might also have a product. A product that this organization has is called payment gateway. This product can also be used in e-commerce. This product can be used in social networking. This product can be used in quick commerce. It may also get integrated with instant messaging. So this is a product that this company has created. And remember, when this company created a product, this product also aligned with its organization's strategy. And then, of course, there are operations that take care of, uh, you know, the day-to-day working of the organization. So that is how you have different components of value delivery. They all align with the organization's strategy, and that is how they are placed. They can be used in a collective fashion, or they can be used individually to create value. You can simply sell your payment gateway product to some other company and individually create value for the organization, or you can integrate the payment gateway with quick commerce and maybe ship a project for some other company, and that is how you are creating value collectively. Now let's talk about an important topic here known as information flow. So we saw how the entire value delivery system works. Now, in order for this model to work, it will work best when information is flowing effectively between different components of value delivery. We saw all the different components of value delivery, and I think you can already make out that if the information is flowing effectively within those components, then that is the best way the value delivery system can actually perform. So what do we actually mean when we say information flow? So this is how information should actually flow. So you have senior leadership in your organization. They are going to basically tell the portfolio managers about the strategy of the organization. So in our previous example, senior leadership is perhaps going to tell the portfolio managers that their strategy is to deliver products for internet based businesses, right? So we want to deliver websites, we want to deliver applications, we may have program for quick commerce, we may have program for we may create a product for a payment gateway, but our focus is business on the internet. That is the kind of strategy that senior leadership is going to convey to the portfolio managers, and that is how we saw in the previous example how the portfolios were actually designed in that organization. Now the portfolio managers, they are going to give senior leadership the portfolio performance information. So a mobile applications development portfolio manager is going to report to senior leadership how the portfolio is performing. So he's or she is going to basically share that kind of information with senior leadership. So this is just one uh, chart that shows information flow, but this chart needs to be extended because this is at a portfolio and senior leadership level only. When portfolio managers talk to program managers or project managers, they are basically talking about desired outcomes, benefits, and value, right? So from the strategy, portfolio managers are going to extract desired outcomes, benefits, and value that they want their program managers and project managers to create. And then, of course, program managers, project managers, they are also going to report the performance information and the progress of their respective programs and projects. Programs and projects, right? They in turn, their managers in turn work with operations, and they talk to operations about deliverables with support and maintenance information. So that is what the program managers and project managers are communicating with operations. Operations is providing information for updates, fixes, and adjustments to the program managers and project managers. Additionally, operations also speak to senior leadership, and they talk about the end outcomes, benefits, and the value performance analysis. This is something that operations is going to report to senior leadership. So this is how an information needs to flow within an organization. For the previous delivery model that we saw, right? The value delivery system that we saw, for that to work efficiently, this is the kind of information flow that is needed. So before I let you go, here's the question for this video. Can you identify the different ways in which your organization is creating value? You are a project manager, you are delivering projects. Can you identify the bigger picture for those projects? And if you go further up, can you identify the different ways in which your organization is actually creating value? Let me know in the comments if you're able to do so. And if you're not thinking in the terms of value, in terms of delivering value, then that is something that you should definitely start doing. And that's all that we had in this video. And I hope you are now able to make out why in the end of every video, I say, I hope you got value out of it, right? Like, share, subscribe, check out the website pmclounge.com, your number one free PMP and project management resource. If you like our work, consider contributing at pmclounge.com/contribute. Thank you.